Hey everyone, welcome back. I am Parker and I cover transgender news. In this video, I will be discussing if being transgender is just a trend. And we will be discussing this using facts and statistics because that's important. So youth today are more likely to identify as LGBTQ due to a combination of factors, including increased social acceptance, greater visibility in media and online, and improved access to information. The current figure is up from 5.6% 4 years ago. So overall, each younger generation is about twice as likely than the generation before it to identify as LGBTQ. 1 in 5 Gen Z adults identify as LGBT, and 1 in 10 millennials. So in the 18 to 24-year-old age group, people who identified as transgender went from 0.59% in 2014 to 3.08% in 2023. That's more than a 5-fold increase. So it's a big increase. But the rumors going around from the far right MAGA cult are that this is just some idea of social contagion. So that means that people are identifying as transgender only because their peers are. And it's based in zero fact, zero statistics. These changes allow young people to more comfortably explore their identity and find language to describe their experiences, whereas previous generations faced more stigma and a lack of resources. Older generations often grew up in times when discrimination and stigma were more prevalent, forcing many to conceal their identity. So staying in the closet. This created an environment that was not conducive to openly exploring or identifying as LGBTQ. Recent reports have made headlines such as youth identifying as LGBT rapidly increasing. However, data tells us that the growth in LGBTQ identity is primarily being driven by an increase of bisexuality. So it's not actually due to more gay and lesbian people coming out. The number of Americans who identify as bisexual has exploded, especially among young women. The Gallup data shows that nearly 1/4 of young women identify as bisexual. Women are more likely than men to have an LGBTQ plus identification in the 3 youngest generations, but especially in Gen Z and millennial generations. So, what does all of this tell us? No, being trans is not a trend. In fact, most of the numbers reflecting the rise is a rise in bisexuality among women. There is a rise over time in people identifying as transgender, but it's because of generational shifts. So examples of a generational shift are increased social acceptance, reduced stigma, legal and cultural advancements, and more media visibility. So TV, news, movies, social media, etc. So my question now is, now that we're seeing laws and cultural acceptance go in reverse because of the transphobia of Republicans, Trump, and the MAGA cult right now, are we going to see a decline in the self-identification of LGBT adults? Tell me in the comments what you think about this. And thank you for listening. I will be back soon with more news. Bye, guys.